Try it again, and you're doing very well.
No, Ames. You've been around there stink all the live long day. I can't see how you can believe they're anything more than bright monkeys.
With all due respect, sir, I believe you underestimate them.
Oh, I underestimate them, do I? Well, let me tell you something. I've been working blacks ever since I first took up this land.
Aye, sir, but you're not right out with them the way an overseer is. I mean, I've heard people say it. They said it before. That you're nigger by nature. It suits you to being a slave, but you take my word for it, sir. It isn't true.
Are you trying to tell me that you do not believe in the natural ability of the white man to dominate the black?
John, I don't mean to intrude, but...
You're not intruding, my love. What is it?
Well, the blacks are inferior to us. They have much less intelligence, and they are incapable of learning all but the most basic of concepts, yes?
Yes, most hold to that, my dear.
Do you think they have feelings? I mean, like we do.
Well, I think they have needs and hungers and passions, but no, not precisely as we do.
Needs and hungers and passions. My, such talking from a doctor, too.
What's going on, everybody? If you didn't know, now you know. Your boy Kelvin here, back again. And that footage that was just shown was from a movie series named Roots, as you can see on the screen. And basically that movie series that followed a young man. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, I just want to say, you know, February, it's Black History Month, and the month is almost done. But it's never too late to learn. You could always learn and educate yourself about different things, and I think this is something important that everybody should learn about and be educated about. So I'm just going to teach you guys a little bit about it, because basically America was built on the hard work of slaves, and it's crazy to me to think of how far the African Americans have come in about 200 years, from slavery to now having the first black president in Barack Obama. It's crazy to me, you know. It's something we should all learn about. And so I'm just gonna educate a little bit about it. So, cause I took history. It's been a while since I took history, so I really don't remember that much. But there's some stuff that I definitely do remember. So basically, these people, Africans, they were taken from their homeland in Africa, brought over to America and other places in the Caribbean, where the British and French colonizers had taken over, and they needed to build up the land and stuff like that. So they needed labor, but they didn't really have much money. So that's the reason why slaves were used. There were also other reasons stated, such as they were bringing these people to Christianity and stuff like that. But you know, this is one of the worst things that happened in the history of mankind. So let's just there's this movie that was made called Roots, like I said. It does a good job of kind of telling a story of an African American and the experience that they take throughout slavery. And I watched this movie when I was about 6 years old. This movie is definitely not for like an immature audience, but I watched it when I was like 6 years old. I watched the whole thing again. I downloaded it, but it's available on YouTube. So the link will be in the description, annotation on the screen, if you want to go check it out for yourself. But right now I'm just about to show you guys some clips from the movies, the movie series, and I'm gonna kind of talk over some parts just so you guys can see it, some of it. And if you want to go check it out, go check it out. So here you see the main character, Kunta Kinte. He was just born here in Africa before anything really happened, and that's his father, that's his mother who's holding him, and that's his grandmother behind him. So yeah, that's the main character there, Kunta Kinte. And here's this part here, listen. So this here is the African tradition ritual. After birth, they would name them like this.
Kunta Kinte, behold, The only thing greater than yourself.
And this looks a lot like another famous movie. I'm just saying, Lion King 1994, Roots 1977. So here you see Kunta Kinte. He's grown up now a little bit more. He's around 15, 16 years old, and he was out in the jungle trying to find some wood to make a drum for his brother. And then these men here, they see him, and they're gonna catch him, right? They're chasing him down, and eventually they get him surrounded. He tries to fight them off, but there's just too many of them, and they get him in chains. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. They get him in chains, and they bring him back to a boat. And this boat right here, it would bring him over to America. It will bring a lot of them. I think it said 170 people were fit into it, but some of them die off, so they are brought to America. And here they are under the boat in the holding kind of area, chained up like animals. And then this is how they're fed. They just put the food on a plate, put it beside them, and they just roll over because they're in chains, and that's how they eat it. So finally, the boat brings them to America, and they're auctioned off like this. So listen in on the auction.
Gentlemen, your attention, I beg. As advertised, we have a fine cargo of choice, healthy slaves recently landed by the Lord Ligonier, largely from the River Gambia. They've made a fine passage and in prime, healthy condition. We have spry young bucks, wanted sound of lemon tooth, tractable, free of colics and heaves, and wenches. Fine, strapping wenches of an age for breeding or field work. Terms of trade, or cash, or good bills of exchange from gentlemen known to me or Mr. Carrington. I'll ask that you bid quickly and that we have a rather large inventory of likely servants to offer. Now, I'll thank you, Marcus, if you'll get the first fine batch up here.
So you hear how they're kind of treated like animals and objects, and now you're going to kind of see even more how they're treated like objects in a minute.
Wenches, gentlemen, first to whet your appetites, as it were. Those desiring to inspect the items being offered for defects and blemishes, please step forward at your pleasure.
Check the items for defects and blemishes.
You belongs to Masereno now, that's all there is to it. You ain't no more in Africa, Guinea man.
So Kunta was just sold, and this is another slave owned by Kunta's new master.
You in America. Poor African boy. You don't know what I be saying no how, huh?
Also, I bought a hand at auction.
Second ship.
Yes,
I'll put him in the books. It's a half hand.
half hand. He's a strong one. 17, 18-year-old by the look of the teeth. Surely he's a full hand, Mr. Ames.
Mr. Reynolds, I've had experience with niggers fresh from the trees. And you can't get no more work from them than a wench, 7, 8 months pregnant. That's why I'll put him down as half a hand till I got him broke.
Of course, you may be right, Mr. Ames. All the same, I've set Fiddler to do the breaking.
Fiddler?
Aye.
Sir, there's a craft to breaking a wild nigger, same as a horse. One horse don't break another.
Fiddler will be in charge of that nigger until I say otherwise.
So here, this is a couple months later. Kunta still enslaved. He wants to break free, so finally he found this sharp object to break his chains off, and he's gonna go. He wants to make a run for it. He wants to make a run for freedom, and because this is all he knew. All he knew was freedom. He was put in as slaves, so he was put in a chains, and he just wants to become free again. So eventually, Fiddler finds him.
Hey, Toby, look what I got from the kitchen. I got... You should have left them chains alone, nigga.
Chains ain't right for nigga, Fiddler.
Lord, you sure is some mighty child. What it like to be free African? What it like? Must be something special.
So yeah, Kunta, he's trying to make a run for it again. Fiddler, he's a descendant of some slaves, so he was always born in America. That was all he knew. So Kunta, he was born in Africa, so he wants to be free again. So as you see, he's running, but eventually he gets caught up to him. They catch up to him, and so they bring him back. And then this is probably the most famous part of the movie coming up, is when he gets whipped. I think a lot of people know about that scene, so I'm gonna stop talking now.
Get the dog off him. Toby. Get up. I know you understand me. Toby. You're going to learn to answer to your name. Your name is Toby. I want to hear you say it. Your name is Toby. You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
When the master gives you something, you take it. He gave you a name. It's a nice name. It's Toby. And it's going to be yours till the day you die. Now, I know you understand me, and I want to hear it. Again! I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Kunta.
Lord God help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead.
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you? Say your name. What's your name?
Toby.
Hi. Say it again. Say it louder so they all can hear you. What's your name?
Toby.
So that was pretty much a summary of the first two parts of the series, the movie series Roots. There's 6 parts in total. Each part is about an hour and a half, so it'll definitely take a long time if you wanted to watch them all. But hey, it's definitely educational. It's very informative. It's something good to learn. I think everybody should watch it, whether you're African American, you're Hispanic, you're white. It's just something everybody should watch. So, this is your boy Kelvin. Until next time, I'm out. Deuces.